live from Beaumont, Texas, and the campus of Lamar University. Head coach Brandon Crisp and Wiktoria Warpechowska. Victoria, coach, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Oh, doing great. Excited, ready to start the season.
We'll start with preseason. And Victoria, how has preseason been with coach in his second year here at Lamar?
It's been amazing. We have 11 newcomers coming to our team, which is exciting because we're building a new team. We're working on connections and team chemistry between us, players, and coaching staff.
And coach, you're extremely experienced across 20 years of your career, all over the collegiate landscape. But obviously, as we just said, second year at the helm in Lamar. What did you learn from your first go round in the Southland Conference that will help you prepare for this second season?
I learned tremendous amounts. I learned how Lamar works, how we get things done here. I've learned conference, the lay of the land, how our travel is, where to go, what makes things easier. That just helps a lot, and obviously it helps too being here the full year, not being here 3 or 4 weeks before season like last year. But we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can imagine getting settled and getting your feet under the table is making a massive difference this time round. And obviously, last season just narrowly missed out on making the Southland Conference Championship tournament. Obviously, the aim this year is to be right there and try and win the whole thing. But if there's one difference between last year's team and this year's team in terms of growth that you guys have made as to why you would make the tournament this year, what do you think that would be?
There's a lot. We're excited for the team that we have. Yes, like you said, it's a lot of newcomers. But what I see in the gym every day is they're chomping at the bit. They're ready to work hard. And what I really love is they're holding each other accountable. And that's fantastic. It's making so much sure to get there, but they're awesome with that part. And that definitely, I think, will help us to get to the next level out there.
And Victoria already touched upon it. 11 newcomers, just 3 returners from last year, of which obviously Victoria is one. That's a very new team that you have to gel together. So what do those challenges present in terms of building a team chemistry for you as a head coach? And equally, what has that process been like?
For me first, it's what you do normally. It's what we do every year. I'm used to it from the junior college level where you lose half your team every single year. So I'm kind of used to that side of it. But we've been doing some team building events. We've had some fun events where we took our girls. We did axe throwing, which is how good they were throwing axe. Just make sure I told them, hey, just don't throw it at me. We got to go to main event, did some bowling, some laser tag, and that was a blast. We're just getting to know them. And we're even working on a little thing different this year. We have the ladies even, working on like our team values and mission statement, so we get to know who they are off the court. And that's, I think, to me, it's helping me a tremendous amount.
And Victoria, in terms of, as coach said, getting to know you, you're originally from Warsaw in Poland. That's a long way away from Beaumont, Texas, right? What has your transition to the US been like, and how have you enjoyed life down there in Beaumont?
To every single person that asks me these questions, I always say, I love being here. I love the United States. Such a great energy that you get from the community, especially here in Beaumont. It's being here feels like home. Even if I'm so far away, 7 hours time different, it still feel like being at home.
And you've been very successful on the court as well. You had over 200 kills last season, including 15 in one game against Grambling. What about the team was able to help you be so successful offensively? What did the relationship with your setters how did that help you achieve those numbers?
Well, I believe that we all here for each other. We are one team, like Coach Brennan likes to say, we're family. We're here for the same reason, to win and to grow as people on and off the court. So I believe that the feeling of me having all my teammates behind my back and cheering me for my success is something that helps me really a lot to be successful on court.
And Coach, you have a very tough non-conference schedule lined up. You're heading to Florida to take on FIU in Maryland, and then you're also heading west to Las Vegas to take on some teams down there. That's spanning the breadth of the country, basically. Was that deliberate in terms of the opportunity to travel and play different types of teams and opposition?
Yes, it was deliberate. We got a little lucky with some of our matchups with where we're going to, but I wanted to challenge the team. That's my philosophy in the past has always been we want to play tougher matches in the preseason so that it's a little easier and we're ready for conference play. Because I don't think it will benefit us if we just play easy teams, win, and then you get in conference, which is harder. You're not used to that. You need to be ready to play tougher teams from the beginning. And last year, obviously, I didn't get to make the schedule. This is my first year. We're playing, like you said, many tougher teams. We're playing a team from the Mountain West Conference. We're playing a team from the Big Ten. And it's been years since anyone from Lamar's played a Big Ten team. So we're excited to see how we can match up and just go play and learn. It's a new team, but we're going to learn from this. And that's the key. As long as we learn to move on, that's the important part of, for us to get forward and just get some confidence under us and know that we can play with anyone out there. So we're excited to it.
And when you're talking about learning and building this new team, what's been your headline during this preseason process? If you were hoping that your team of young women were going to learn one thing during the preseason, getting ready for the 2023 Southland Volleyball year, what would that one thing be? That's
good. We would focus on a couple of things out there. Kind of depends on what stage we're at. I mean, we talked about being mindful to, that we practice being mindful to do certain things, we're working on our certain keys, our focuses. We're working on being a family. We preach that is that we're one team, we're a family together. We have our values that we created as a group. We're talking about, being our best at every time. But we're just working on those things. Sorry, I can't put one thing out there, but it's quite a few little things working out, but they're doing fantastic with it. So.
Awesome. And Wiktoria, we've spoken a little bit about your offensive output already, but there's a number of different elements to your game that it's worth highlighting. You also had 65 digs last year, which for someone in your position is a pretty remarkable number. Do you enjoy being given that defensive responsibility and being able to play, different positions on the court?
Yes, we always joke at practices with Coach Brennan, Coach Cochran, and Coach Kiki now. That I could be a libero, or Coach Brennan always said I could be a setter. It's funny.
You like setting.
I like setting. It's something different than I do on day-to-day basis, let's say defense, and I really enjoy that. I always enjoy that.
And another element that was a big part of your game was the 29 service aces that you had last year. How did you develop that as a skill, and what makes that such an important part of your offensive arsenal?
I think it's a very funny story because the beginning of my volleyball journey, I didn't want to play volleyball. I was running away from practices until the one practice where my friend told me that they start serving. The coach started teaching them how to serve. And serving was always that one thing that I was looking forward to. And that's how I came back to practice. I came back to volleyball, and it just happened. It was always my thing, and it stayed like that for like 15 years.
Well, so the obvious question I have to ask is, if you didn't want to do volleyball at that time, what did you want to do?
I wanted to be a gymnast, but as the years were going, I grew too much to be a gymnast. So.
And I think Coach is probably very happy that you did grow that much. Coach, obviously we said a limited number of returners in your squad, but what can you tell us about Wiktoria that perhaps we from the outside don't know about what she means to your team?
I mean, she's been fantastic. We got her last year. I came in, she was here. She was new to Lamar at that same time. But she's just been awesome the way she's worked hard every day. She was very mature the way she carries herself, trying to be her best every day. She's not slacking off. And she even holds her teammates accountable, which is amazing. It's just fun out there. I mean, she wants to go serving. She wants me to call the zone. She wants to challenge her. She wants to play back row. She'll take a set and be like, hey, coach, I want to set now. I can set. And it'll be great. So it's fun to watch her play. She's exciting to watch her play out there. And she makes her teammates going to want to play with her together. But we're lucky to have her.
Thanks, Coach.
And Coach, just lastly, in terms of, for any fans out there who maybe haven't seen your Lamar team before or just getting to know them for the first time, how would you describe the style of play of your Cardinal team?
Style of play, we're still learning it because we're just so new. Because of our 14 ladies on the team, we only bring 3 back from last year, and we have 11 new ones, and 8 of those 11 are freshmen. So they're still just learning to gel together as a team, as a group. I'd say maybe style play would just be hard work, and we're trying to work our whole offense, stay balanced, dig up everything, and just play tough and never give up out there. But we're still developing as we go.
And just lastly, Wiktoria, I have to touch on something that maybe was handed to me by some people around Lamar, but you have a nickname there, and you're known as the Polish Punisher, which I think is incredible on a number of levels. So where did that come from? And is that something that you enjoy?
Definitely. That came from one of people that working for our athletic department. They always present in our games, and we get a lot of support from them as our fans. And I feel like that was after one of our games where they just came up with the nickname Polish Punisher. And I find it very, very funny.
And just lastly, I think it's always worth noting that obviously you are a long way from home. So if there was one thing that you can get in Poland, be that food or drink or something, what's the thing you miss most from home in terms of a food or a drink?
It's definitely pierogies. That's something that the translation will be dumplings. Dumplings, pierogies is my favorite type of food. I miss it really, really, really a lot.
Well, we'll have to see if you match the numbers from last year. I'm sure Coach will learn how to make them for you from scratch.
I'll do my best.
Awesome. Well, Coach, Wiktoria, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. This has been brilliant. Great to get to know you guys, and we'll wish you nothing but the best of luck for your travels to Miami, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.